All right, YouTube, here I am at my office. You know me as Cruising the Land. And in this YouTube video, I'm going to be going over these Zarges cases. Zarges, that's how you say it. Zar and guess, right? Zarges. So I got a bunch more of these at home, and they're awesome. I do sell these. These came from military auctions, so you get a bit of a discount on them, or quite a bit of a discount, one-time use. But as you can see, they are still beautiful, super sexy. You can polish them. And there's so many other things you can do with them now, including wrapping them. So if silver is not your thing, or if you want to protect it, kind of like a PPF, you can wrap it. So wrapping it in a bunch of different colors. I'm going to show you how to wrap it, the new wraps that are out by Zarges. So check it out. Let me get back to the Casa Cruising the Land, where I have some of these cases already prepped, cleaned, and we're going to put some wraps on them. So check it out. Okay, so in front of us, we have a case I'm about to do and a case that I did. This is like their desert color. To me, it's a little bit more on the yellow side, but check it out. It is just so clean. Look at the luster. So not all of them are going to have that luster. For instance, look at the difference of this. It's more satin. This one, you can see more reflection. It almost feels like a plastic feel to it. Like this is just fully plastic. It's amazing. But look at that cool look. You know, they have the cutouts here, and this is all die cut, which you're going to see in a second. So I'm going to show you, even though Zarges has a video, it's very short, showing you quickly how it's done. I'm going to show you some of the complications and issues you might run into. So first off, you want to totally clean it. I actually used Unisolve. I'll put a link to an Amazon store where you can see where to get Unisolve, like products I find on Amazon. I've put into a little mini store for you to find stuff easily. So Unisolve it, and you're going to love Unisolve for anything that's adhesive and it's safe on hands. You don't have to put gloves on because it's actually a hospital adhesive remover, but it works better than Goo Gone. You'll never use Goo Gone again. Sorry, Goo Gone, but Unisolve. So I Unisolve this already, and then you get in your kit, you get a bottle of this. So this you use as a cleaner, hence my little rag and this. And then you also use this as a moistener. You're going to wet everything down thoroughly to put the vinyl wrap on. And then you get some other cool stuff in the package. Squeegee. And I do have another squeegee. I don't know where I put it. I'll go grab it. You get a little cutter, little cutting knife. You'll see where to use that. But this is going to be great. Like, I love that they give you all these refills for the little cutters, like those little triangular ones. There's like 4 more in here. I don't know why they give you all that. You only really need the one, but awesome. And then you'll see what this tool will be used for in a second. And you know, you see the price on their website, 82 bucks. Honestly, I was like, that's kind of pricey until I realized it's for 2 kits. When they said 2 kits, I thought they meant like this panel and then there would be one big piece to do around. No, 6 pieces, all die cut, which you'll never be able to cut your own, be pretty difficult. So all die cut for all those different little nooks and crannies, fits just right. As you can see, I did this one. And 6 pieces, right? So you got your top, you got the top, you have half of this, a full piece in the back, and then side and side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on top 6 pieces. So let's put the first piece on. Let me set up my camera, and I think we'll put it right here like so. All right. Okay, so first off, we're going to take this bottle and spray liberally on top. And remember, this is after I did the Unisolve. This is just to get the surface completely smooth as can be. And you don't have to dry it down because you're actually going to be wetting it again, which I'll do here thoroughly because I'm going to put the wrap on it next. And so you can actually, don't forget to get the sides because the wrap does come around this lip. I honestly don't know what scent they put in that bottle, but it smells pretty good. So next, I'm going to take this wrap and just find a little corner and peel off the backing, which I'll do right now. Okay, so we spray, once you get the white backing off, spray it all generously. That will all be squeegeed out. And then do your best to place it. Okay. First of all, notice these notches here. Make sure the notches are on the front, because that's going to slide over. And you can size up right where the two little, we'll just call them the nipples here. Size it up there. Here's the other squeegee. So there are two squeegees. There's this one, hard plastic, and then a little softer here, so you're not scratching. So I kind of like this one. Start. And I've got them perfectly aligned on both these little nubs sticking out. And that's it. I know this looks easy. It's my second one, and I've done some vinyl on, you know, things before, but never with the spray. So the spray just makes life easier. So like that, and then I want to come down and go this way, not this way, because you're going to get creases. So you want to work out any creases this way and see how that perfectly lined up there. And I'm standing on this side. I knew that lined up perfectly because this is all perfect all the way around the case. So same thing on the edge here, on the back. And then we're going to look for any air pockets, any air bubbles, and use our squeegee to take them out. Now, as you know, a Zarges case, they do get scratched, they do get dented. So yeah, this can get scratched too, but you can cut it off at any time, right? So look at that. I'll tell you, I did this a lot quicker. I think this wrap, see, I can see, I'm looking at the sunlight coming this way. I can see the bubbles. So get a light in a way that you can see, you know, any air pockets that you have. But this is a little bit of a different finish than the beige one, the desert one. So I think the difference there is this was a little easier to work with. The other one's a little thicker of a material. Okay. There you go. And then now that I have this, all the water will squeegee out. Now you can have a heat gun too, if need be. You could always use a heat gun on this. But that is the top done, just like that. And then you'll see all these rest of these pieces are die cut. So where does that go? That's going to go on the side where the handle is. This one, you can see it's already prepped. Let me just put the camera down. This one's prepped to go here, right? Like so. What I noticed is the way they have these die cut, the two side pieces, which is going to go there, like so, right? There's going to be overlap, right? So you just decide which side you want to overlap. I did the ends first, and then I did those so they overlapped on top of this one. But what I noticed was on, I think it's on this one, that there was a little extra at the bottom. So don't worry about that. Go all the way to the bottom and then take your trusty little knife that they're going to give you. And then you just slice along that line. And then instead of discarding and throwing that away, open the case. The case should be open when you're doing the sides. Open up the case and put that one piece at the top. All right. Let me, in the interest of saving time, I'm going to put this one on the side and lower the camera a bit, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so I sprayed it. Spray this side too. There's that great smell again. And then, you know, lift that up so I can slide this underneath. And then again, you're going to see exactly where it can go. And look at the bottom, how it's going past that lip a bit. So there, I want it to go right about there. That means I got to pull that down. Yeah, it's better to have, there you go. There you go. Again, this is why you make it wet. This is kind of awkward the way I'm working with it too, you know, trying to have the camera seeing everything as well. But, you know, if it's not going perfectly, just lift up and replace. That's why you have it wet. All right, let me just get this on right, and I'll come right back to the camera. Okay, there we go. So you can see I still have this little space here. So I don't know. God, I'm telling you, this is going on so easy. So you can see that is on. I take my little knife right here and just get it right down to the edge. Make sure you formed a crease. Get the right angle. Whoops. Hang on. Let me do this. I kind of messed it up there. Learn from my mistake. So get that crease down real good and come up in a downward angle and make sure you just stay. There we go. Better off from this side. Okay, so this piece I took off, and then instead of totally wasting it, you can actually put it up here. Why not, right? I could have done a better cut job here. There we go. So there's that. That's one of the sides. So I'm losing daylight here. It's daylight savings is over. But as you can see, you just keep going piece by piece. And then I'm going to come back and just make sure all bubbles are out everywhere. I'll do the front, and then I will, when I got better daylight tomorrow, I'll come back with the finished product, and I will also show you one of my Zarges cases that I powder coated in Yankee Gold. It's pretty sick, but I will tell you the pitfalls of doing a powder coat, because you actually bake it. Powder coating can be done on metal, but it's plastic pieces, so you got to pop these out, and these will melt. But I'll show you what I did, so stay tuned. And in the magic of video, voila, it's going to be tomorrow in the snap of a finger. All right, here we are, next day, part 2. So as you can see, I finished off this case, and I want to show you how this part is done for the logo, because that's the only tricky part, right? If this is your first time doing wrap. But before we get to that, I brought my good old Jackery heat gun, because you will need a heat gun to help out with this part. You know, hair dryer, if you don't have a heat gun, you could try. I think it'll heat it up enough, but if you got a heat gun, you're doing yourself a good service. But I did this black one, and I didn't do this part yet, because that's what we're going to show you in this second part of the video. So I'll show you that, but check it out. So there's your burgundy, there's your black. There's the one I showed yesterday. That was the first one I did. And again, you can see it's got a shiny finish. So does the black. The black also has a same kind of finish, like plasticky feel, versus this is like your traditional vinyl, like a satin from like 3M. They do use Oracle. It's an intermediate style of vinyl, so it's decent. There are like super premiums, but I don't think you needed a super premium to put on here. But yeah, so here they are. Now, what's this one, you ask? That's the powder coated one I wanted to share with you. So the reason why this is, you know, not silver, because this entire thing is powder coated. So here's the trick if you decide to powder coat. These handles are plastic. This is plastic. The rest is metal. You have to be careful with, I'll show you what happened on the inside here when you powder coat. The rubber seals. So I did buy some heat tape. You can find it on Amazon. It's like, I don't know, 20 bucks. It's green tape. You cover that. But you know what? I also covered this and I covered this, and it didn't help, because when you powder coat, it's not spray paint. It goes in an oven. It goes to 400 degrees. So this got melted to crap. So did these, even though I had tape on it. So these are new ones that I put in. So they clip out. There's clips on the back. You can see there. So just you clip them out, remove them, and there's really nothing you can do with that. That melted. I had to get a Dremel and take it off. And now I've just got some felt type tape just for the black handles to make it black. So would I do this again? Probably not. Not worth it. Even though it does give a cool finish, and Zarges does have black cases already done professionally, you know, not a guy like me taking a case like that, bringing it to my powder coater, because I was doing wheels at the same time. So I said, let's experiment, let's do this. But look what happened on the inside. Just some weird stuff, right? With the powder coating. I don't know. It didn't adhere at all, the powder coating, because there was glue down here. So you can see how it didn't even affect that. Kind of strange where the glue was. But the whole outside of it, pretty cool. It's a one-off, you know, it's going to go in my truck. It's my special case. Just a little dusty, I could see in that light. But yeah, pretty cool. So that's the vinyl, that's powder coating, and that's what a case looks like beforehand. Now, you guys all know you're throwing this on your rig, so you know, I don't know if the light, like, look, a ding here, some scratches here. So same thing will happen to powder coated. Same thing will happen to this, and this might get scratched up and dinged, but you can peel it off 3 years later, 10 years later, and put a new one down, or protect your brand new case. You know, people do PPF on their Ferraris and Porsches, and these Zarges cases are the Ferrari and Porsches of cases, of aluminum cases, right? So you can consider that a PPF. So this one, I just want to show you right here. I did scuff it. So, you know, under the camera close up, you can see I put a piece there. Where did I get that piece from? Well, I noticed on their side pieces, when you put this down, it's too long and you have to cut it. I think I showed that in my first video. You cut it, put it up here, but then this strip you can use later on, like peel it off or save some, maybe throw it in the case and keep it on the backing. You know, reuse it for wherever you need to do a minimal repair, because from far you're never going to see it. From close, well, you know, you're the artist, you're the one that knows where you fix stuff. All right, what do you think, Ollie? My beautiful assistant sitting all proper. Look at you, proper dog, with your legs in front. You're so dainty. That's the female. I got a male who does not sit like that, thank God. Otherwise, I would have had to put him up for adoption. Where are you? Jasper. What's up, deputy dog? All right, he stands guard. And she's like Vanna White, just sits pretty there. You kind of match my black case, Ollie. Look at that. That's your case. Pretty cool. All right, let me set up the camera. I'm going to do that last piece on the black one with the heat gun, show you how that works. And since you stayed this long in the video, I appreciate it. Hit the like, subscribe for cool stuff for outdoor and, you know, 4x4 trucks and that sort of thing. There's going to be a link for a coupon for the Zarges. So if Zarges is the way you want to go and you want to do these cool wraps, definitely stay tuned and subscribe, because I'm going to also show a white one. That's the final one I have to do. There's not a white one done yet, but that's the final wrap color. They also have a blue, and they do have a black, like more of a flat, like a satin flat, not shiny like this one. So again, this one is like a satin flat. That's a gloss. That's a gloss. The white one is like a gloss. So if you subscribe, I'm going to do a video showing the white one, and I'm going to show you kind of a cool one that I'm going to be testing out with Multicam. So I've got Multicam. If If you guys don't know what that is, it's a badass, you know, copywritten, patented wrap that's like military style in alpine, 2 styles of green, like, you know, like forest green, you know, traditional military, and a black ops color one, so a dark one, and a desert one. So they have like 5 different colors. So I'm going to show that in my next video. So subscribe so you'll know it's going to come out maybe a couple weeks after this, of what the multicam will look like on the Zarges cases. Who knows? Maybe I could set those 2 up together, and maybe Zarges will make that as an option. So stay tuned for that video, and look at the link below if you're going this route, if you like these colors on Zarges website for a small discount. All right, let me set up the camera and do that final piece. Okay, again, I wet down everything here, including the back of my piece. This is so you can move it around, be generous with the wetting. And then I prep it as so, get it around that. This is again the tricky spot where, there we go, lift the handle up. So I like to do this side first so that you can line this up as so. You can kind of see symmetrically where to get it on the case here, right? But then I still have to reach this side. So sometimes it is going to go a little tighter. It's not going to be perfect because you want to get to that side and, you know, see the distance here from this. All right. And I'm going to work on all the top because the embossed Zarges is right here. So let me, in time of not having you fast forward, let me finish this, and then we'll get to this part, which I really wanted to show you. Okay, so heat gun, my good old Milwaukee. I'm going to heat this just to, it's going to help with some of that liquid that's underneath. And you can see how the lettering's starting to come through. But you're going to do this a couple times. So that's stage 1. And again, squeegee. I squeegeed all the top, right? So everything's perfect at the top. So I'm really squeegeeing down here. My dogs have gotten excited now. Okay, so that's where, again, that's stage 1. This is going to take a bit, as you're going to see. This is why they give you other tools, like, you know, besides your 2 squeegees, they give you this tool, right? So, thank you, autofocus. So this tool is so that you can get all those edges. So you're going to squeeze the edges. And again, take your time. This is not rush this part. You're going to go bit by bit, right? Because you're trying to get it closer. So you're going to do a couple rounds of this. Even don't be scared to use your fingers. And you're going to continue to come back with the heat gun. And it gets you closer and closer for it to just kind of suction up to all that lettering. And be careful with the heat gun. Don't go too close and don't go too long. You don't want to melt the actual film, okay? You know, as long as it's warm to touch. I'm starting to get into all these nooks and crannies all around like that. Now, depending on quality of film, when you're talking top quality, there's going to be little air pockets, so it allows you to get as close as possible. So sometimes, like this film, don't get me wrong, it's still great film, right, that they're using. But then you want to take your knife and that little pointy end right there, you're going to go in little corners, like in the Z, because what you're doing is just tap it very light. Couple corners in different spots. This is going to be a spot for the air to release so that it will suction. So I gotta, you know, like the letter E in these corners, and hopefully the camera's picking that up. You want to get kind of real close, put little pin pricks, because that's going to be an area for air to release. So again, you're doing this in stages. So you can get closer and closer And, you know, I'm doing this outside. I'm probably best served to do this inside. And it depends, like that, the burgundy, which might be a thinner, it's a slightly, I could tell, it's a different style of, even though it's from the same company, it doesn't have this high gloss. It's a different style. You're just going to have to really work it in, take your time, even let it sit. Because, you know, the vinyl, it's going to take 24 to 48 hours for it to, you know, do its full adhesion. And remember, you can take this off. It's not permanent. You can take it off later. But get into all those little nooks and crannies. So that's what I wanted to kind of show you, that as you can see, that embossed, and I don't know if my camera's doing a perfect job. Let's take it off this. Okay, so we can get a better close-up. But you can see as time goes, I'm getting closer and closer to getting it nice and tight. Like that. I don't know if my camera's staying. Right, and you can use your fingernail as well, but that's what I'm talking about, like just starting to get that hole embossed. So I'm not quite done. I'll have to hit it with the heat gun so that it will look like that. So it just takes time. Got to be patient with it. And this one, there we go. So I'll do little pin pricks where you see like the little bubbles. And even, I didn't show that part, but like for instance, if I have a bubble here and you try to work it out and it's like 24 to 48 hours and you didn't notice it, no worries. Just take that little blade, poke a hole, work around it. It's like popping a pimple, and that air bubble will come out, and voila, you won't even see the pin prick. But yeah, that's what the black one looks like. I propped it up on a silver one just to give me better access. But that's going to be your toughest part, is right here. Do everything, do that last, take your time. You might spend as much time just on this panel as you did all the other ones just to get the logo embossing done right. All right, link below. Stay tuned. I'm going to show the white one in my next video along with a multicam. So we're going to try out the multicam and see what it looks like on the case. Then protect your case. Rock a different color. If you get bored of that color, do this one. If you get bored of that one, go right back to your original. But the whole time you're protecting the surface, especially if it's a brand new Zarges. And some of you might ask, why do you have so many Zarges cases? So all my cases, except for a couple new ones from Zarges, of course, are from a military auction. So I've had tons of these. Our military dollars at work, they transported, let me see if I have one. Yeah, see that inside? This is fire retardant. They transported lithium batteries. So I bought them from an auction and I offer them at a discounted price if you are in Southern Cal or close enough for shipping. And if I still have them in stock at the time that you call. But that's why I have so many cases that I can play around with powder coating them or doing this. All right. But they are cases for life. They're beautiful cases. I think they look awesome like this. I think they look awesome like that, like that, like that. Can't wait to put multicam on it as well. But yeah, hit the link if you want to save a little bit and order some for yourself, or even get a Zarges case, either brand new or if I still have some in stock, hit me up. All right. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for video number 2 with the white one from the Zarges collection and with a multicam. All right. Happy trails.